Greetings. I am making a video to document the success of my company, Mark A. Morris Point of Care Ultrasound Imaging LLC. It's a Texas Medicare IDTF ultrasound imaging only. Recently I passed a 90-day trial with a physician group, and now I'm working on going to other offices within the group. So I had to go 90 days at one office, and then as I continue working at that particular office, now I'm progressing into other offices. So I have reached success in a way, I suppose, in a few months, with 4 or 5 offices within the group expecting me to perform imaging. It will probably feel a lot more successful. I wrote a essay, it's not really a book, called Sonographer's Entrepreneurial Field Manual. And of course it's authored by me, Mark A. Morris, so you can look it up on Amazon. I think it lists for just under $3. But as sonographers, we are the hands and eyes of the radiologist in the field. So if you can't document it, or if you can't show it, then how can the radiologist read it or dictate properly? So I'm sure any of my fellow sonographers out there that are watching this video and listening, they understand that although we are not doctors, we are depended on to not make any mistakes. It's tough being human. If you work a lot, you're going to make some mistakes. Just you want to make sure you don't make any big mistakes, like missing a DVT. Obviously, we all know that. So I've worked for 7 years, 2 months, and today is the 17th, so 17 days. 7 years, 2 months, and 17 days. It's taken me to get here at this video. I was never really after the money, I was after success. I suspect that with success, there'll be some financial reward. Hopefully, I can stay humble and do the right thing. I feel like I've been progressing in my business skills as a sonographer. With 24 years of experience, I've basically had my head buried in a computer looking inside people. So being an office manager and dealing with the bureaucracy of billing, it's been a steep learning curve. So, but on my essay, I wrote for my fellow sonographers, you can just go to the back, go to the summary, and read what I learned. And it took me years to learn all that. Looking back, it's kind of funny that some of that stuff, if you don't know, you would think you'd be able to figure it out. But if no one ever tells you, or if you don't experience it, there's those unknowns that just really are tough hurdles to pass. Several times I thought about quitting, but I guess you can think about it just as long as you don't do it. I mean, what's the alternative? Another 10 or 15 years for me in acute care facilities, or facility where I'm and working full time. It can get pretty rough. The ER can light up, labor and delivery and ICU all at the same time, and calling you, and you better be able to hustle. So I'm making this success video. It feels good. It's a beautiful day in North Texas. I just wanted to document this and reach out to my fellow sonographers that if I can make it, you can make it. And I wrote an essay to help you make it if you wish, or You can follow me on LinkedIn. I have a Facebook account too, but I just kind of use it for business, or linking my LinkedIn account there most of the time. I post some personal things, but not very much. So I have two accounts on LinkedIn, a personal one and then my business. So you'll find me under my business, Mark A. Morris, Point of Care Ultrasound Imaging LLC. If you're a fellow sonographer, please reach out to me, and so we can grow our network. I think I made some mistakes in the beginning at LinkedIn. I don't really need to be linked with solicitors, so my network may not be large because of that. Just throwing it out there. So I was laid off 7 years, 2 months, and 17 days ago. And although my active duty military time prepared me for adversity in ways that I never really truly understood until I was working in the civilian world, I found the adversity of being laid off a bit difficult, but nothing as difficult as I had experienced on active duty. I'm not bragging about it, it's just the way it is. A lot of people in the military have experienced worse than I did. So I'm not whining about it. It's just, you stand in blizzards, you're going to get cold. When you stand in there a long time, you're probably going to get motivated to do something else, which is what motivated me to finish my degree through the Department of the Navy. And I said, in America, you can believe what you want. You can worship a fence post if you want. And I support your right to do that. I say my prayers to God the Father in Christ's name. And over time, I feel like I have become a better Christian, even though I'm pretty sure I have a bit of a ways to go. Especially when I get tired. I fall back on my platoon sergeant self in order to accomplish the mission, which probably is not very conducive in the civilian work environment. I don't want to go into it, but I've come a long ways, and I know that there's a lot of people that I work with that are female. They handle stress a lot different than I do. Whereas I better not say, we'll just try to keep quiet and work through it. It's tough sometimes. So I am grateful. I have great health and very, very glad about that. If you want to get up in the morning and hit the day, you got to have good health. I suppose it's be a harder struggle if you are not healthy. So I feel that is a blessing for me. And I hope all those that are listening to this and have good health too. So that's my video. I haven't really posted anything in a long time for my company because I've been hitting it hard for these last 4 or 5 months, reaching for success. I felt like I really needed to concentrate, and it has been a bit difficult, not with my imaging skills, even though we all know that each time you put the transducer down on somebody, you're reproving yourself. It's like playing a rugby game or a football game or a basketball game, baseball game. You have to prove yourself each time you get out there. So maybe you're a great player. Well, you got to prove it. So sometimes the focal zone isn't exactly where it needs to be, or the overall gain is not, is not as anechoic, or it's too hyperechoic. You just constantly have to work at being the best you can. making sure the modality is working well too. You don't want to electrocute anybody with a cracked transducer, right? We all know we're evaluating that all the time. So thanks for listening to my video. I feel like $1 million. I'm really very happy. I had what I hope to be my future first hand lady with me this past Friday at the physician office. She mainly, it's not her skills that I'm concerned about, but knowing and getting knowledgeable with the knobology of my machine, because it is a portable machine. It's a Sonoscape S2. Real proud of it. It has never failed me, and it's got a larger screen. I prefer a larger screen, and the vascular package is really, it's really much better than I ever thought possible for a portable machine. I guess in the past, we just didn't have the computer chip processing power. Now we do. So, and I almost have it paid off because it's been so long. I've been working. I've knocked on 1,000 doors. So, I wish the best of luck to my fellow sonographers out there. And you can reach out to me on email, LinkedIn, and ask questions if you want. I don't know everything, but I have learned a lot these past 7 years, and I'm willing to share it with you. It doesn't cost anything. I'm just happy to warn you about different stuff or whatever you might have a question on. So my company is a Texas Medicare IDTF. Just so you know, you don't have to be if you don't want to. They'll come and inspect you, and you'll be, certified by the state of Texas. And it's a little nerve-wracking, but as long as you follow their orders, everything's good. Just like when you're working in the hospital, you're following the lead sonographer, the manager, the radiology manager, and the radiologist that you report to. Obviously, you want to make them comfortable. So thanks for watching, and I know it's kind of a long video, but hopefully I hit all the points, and when I hit the stop button, I didn't forget anything. And, have a great day.